Hi, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be making one of these 12 by 12 card boxes. This one is a little worse for the wear. It's been well used, but you get the idea. It'll hold like this, and it holds about, I would say 6 cards and 6 envelopes. I only have a few in here right now, but a great idea to use this for is a hostess gift or really any kind of gift you want. I have made some coordinating cards and some envelopes, and there you have it. So let's get started. All you're going to need for this project essentially is a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, and I'm using the Stampin' Up! Double-sided paper today. You also need your cutting tool, and you will need your scoring blade. You're going to take your paper and you're going to score it first at 3, and then slide it along, and you're going to score it at 9. And you're going to turn your paper around, and you want to score at 4.5. So I didn't get a good score there. 4.5 and 7.5. Okay, once your paper is all scored, you can set aside your cutting tool. Now comes kind of the tricky part. It's a great project. It's just this part gets a little confusing. So hopefully I can get it done even myself here. What you're going to do is take your score line that's here. I know you can't see it on the camera, but if you have your paper in front of you, you will be able to see. You're going to take this score line and you're going to bring it over to meet this score line that's running along here. Now, don't go away because you're confused. I promise you, once you do this for yourself, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. Then you're going to take it and do the same thing over here on this side. I find it easy to just put your finger kind of right there, and then if you've scored your lines really well too, that always makes it easier as well. Now, the one thing is you don't want to go up past this score line, otherwise when you fold your box, it's not going to come out right. So let's just make a nice crease there. Okay, and then you want to turn it around, and you're going to do the same thing on this side. And you'll find that once you've done the, well, you don't want to do that. And I am not going to start over at this point, but don't tear your paper by scoring your lines too hard. See, I might make videos, but it does not make me perfect. Okay, let's bring the last one in, see if we can do this one without tearing it. Good stuff. Okay. Now that you have all your lines folded, the hard part is done. Now, you want to take your box, and you're going to start to kind of see how this is coming together here. On the sides, hopefully you can see that. Let me turn it the right way for you. You're going to just see that this is going to fold up like this and start to create your box. Okay, so you just want to make sure that you've folded all your lines really well. I'm just going to go over them one more time because I don't like how I have folded mine. They're just not quite noticeable enough for me. And obviously after ripping that paper, I need all the help that I can get. So I'm going to go back over here, and here we go. All right, that's much better. Okay, so now you can kind of see how that's beginning to come together a little bit there. Now what I use for this is it's far too hard to use your snail adhesive, and I am a sticky strip hoarder, so I don't like to always use my sticky strip. So what I'm going to do is just take some double-sided tape, and I'm just going to put some pieces just wherever I think might need it to hold them down. And then I will just start sticking it together. You see how simple this really is? I'm going to put another piece here. Stick that one over. Now I'm just going to stick mine together just really quickly here. Obviously, if you were doing this for real, you would use take a little more time and stick it together a little better. But for the sake of time, I'm just going to do this quickly. Okay, so then you're going to come back over and fold it the exact same on the other side. See, and now I've ripped my paper and it's making it difficult for me. So definitely don't rip yours. As if that needed to be said, huh? All right, so let's get another piece of double-sided tape here and just get this stuck together. And I'm doing such a poor job on this side, but it's okay because you're going to get the idea. And of course, you won't need to be squeezing this into a 10-minute time frame, so you will have the time to take a little more caution with yours. But there is your box. Okay, you can see that there. Now we're going to do the handles for it. So I'm going to set that aside. And what you're going to want for this is just 2 strips of paper. For this, I used rose red textured cardstock just to give it a little bit of flair. And you're going to want these cut 11 inches long and about a ½ inch wide or so, give or take. The other thing you're going to want is just a scrap piece of paper and your boho blossoms punch. And I'm just going to punch these. And I'm going to punch it 4 times because you want a flower for all the sides. Okay. So I have all my punches, all my flowers punched out. Isn't that a great punch? And I'm going to just pick out the 4 largest ones. Those are the ones that I want to use for now. So we'll get rid of those. Now, one other thing you're going to need is your paper piercer and your mat. And what I'm going to go ahead and do first is pierce 2 holes, or sorry, 1 hole in 2 of my flowers. So just get those poked right through there. And then I'm going to take one of the sides of my strap and just pierce through again. I'm going to take a rhinestone brad and just put that right through the center, because for those of you who watch my videos, you know that my projects always need a little bling. So we're going to put that through, so it's going to end up looking like that. If I could find the camera, it would be helpful. And now I'm going to do just the same thing on the other side. And pierce that one through. Now, I'm going to come over to your box, and this part is going to get a little tricky for me to show you while making sure that I stay on the camera here. And what I just do is kind of use my brad to just pierce right through. You're going to open that up on the back, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Silly me, close my brad. Okay, so just kind of eye it up there, and then poke it through the back. And just open that one up. Okay, and that's how that will look. So I'm just going to quickly do the other side as well, just so that you can get a better picture of how it's going to look completely when it's finished. So let's pierce our flowers. We will pierce them onto our paper. Just get that through there. Especially with this paper, this project would make such an adorable gift with some matching cards. How festive. You know, you're always at people's houses for barbecues and whatnot in the summertime. How cute would this be as a little hostess gift? I'm throwing my brads around the table. Here we go. So back over and just take my other side. Now if you are a perfectionist or you have more time, you could make yourself a template, which is probably actually an idea that I would suggest for the handles, just to make sure that you have them all lined up. Practice makes perfect in this case, and I can I've made enough that I can judge where it is. But you could always make a template to make sure that your straps were perfectly aligned on both sides. But other than that, there you have it. There is your 12 by 12 little purse. And always an adorable idea is just to take some ribbon and just tie it up real cute there. Have your little basket. Gorgeous. Thanks so much for joining me. See you again.